Alright guys, so most of you on YouTube, how you doing? It's the Swisher Homestead / farm. Alright, so I've been working on this for about a year to get our road done. This weekend had to be the weekend that it's gloomy, cloudy, and misting really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a compilation here of this video so you guys get to see how you can do your road also. I am not an expert at this. I have a guy coming in that is an expert at this, that has done this before, and will help me out. So we're going to be using a skid steer today. It's a Kubota SVL 75-2. A bucket's the main purpose of this situation for doing the road. Now there's a few things, you know, I want you to actually realize when you're gonna do a road is make sure, one, get everything in line and set up. We had some complications already this morning, so I probably lost about 3 loads already this morning to get this stuff done. The road that we're redoing and that we're expanding a little is gotten to the point now where this road hasn't been done for, I think it's like about 6 years. And previously, a person who owned the land who did the road did what I call sugarcoating it. So what they did is they took this chert, and the chert, you guys get to see a chert in the back of the dump truck. They take the chert and they take real fine chert, which is the good stuff. That's the dressing stuff. And they put this down the road. They made the road look all nice and new, like you never have a problem with the road. Perfect. Get some crush and run put down over top of that, and you're good to go. No problems, no worries, nothing. Now, about 2 inches is what they put on this road. After that 2 inches, you start to hit the real bad stuff, and below that you start to hit gray clay. If you guys don't know what gray clay is, let me tell you. That stuff is stick in the mud crap that'll, you won't be able to get your truck out of. I don't care if it's 4-wheel drive. You can get a piece of equipment stuck like this in there with ease. That's how bad this stuff is. So we need to have a good base down. So our plan today is to fill 2 major holes that we have that are holding standing water, and we want to get rid of it. We want to have the correct runoff, and we want to embrace it to have it, you know, compacted really well. Now, most of the work is going to be done with the skid steer. Now, later on down the road, probably about maybe a week or 2, if we get a week of good solid sun, we are going to bring a road grader in, and we are going to angle the road grader so that way we get the correct runoff. That is going to happen. So when that happens, I will have that on camera. You'll get to see it. But for fixing your road, for your main purpose, you got to understand I'm doing on an average of roughly, I'm doing on an average of roughly about 5 to 6 mile long road today and tomorrow. That's a pretty long road if you really think about it. So we're out here, we're trying to get this done. I've already skimmed the road in a sense, and as I go down through, I'll show you, you know, what I did when I skimmed it. But what I did is I skimmed the road wider than what the road was originally, because there was no, somebody's got fire burning. Oh, it's cedar. It smells good. But anyways, so they have this, and I want to make it so we have the correct runoff on the sides to get rid of this. We get some heavy torrential downpours. I don't know if you've seen some previous videos, but we'll see if I can get Amy to post a picture of our garden area. Our garden area looked like a pond. We got so much rain up here. So today's plan, get this, get the road done, get it fixed up nice. Now let's talk about bucket angles, right? Okay, so when you initially get your first load dropped, and you'll see me do this, I'll try to get as much on camera. Now it's just me, Amy's gone, she had stuff she had to do, so I'm going to be trying to run this. I'm going to also have my cell phone going. I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff here, so just bear with me. If I had a second hand just to run the camera, it'd be fantastic, but I don't. But angles, let's talk about angles on the skid steer, okay? Whenever you're doing something or trying to level something off, say you got a You got a pile of dirt that just got dumped. Well, what you want to do is you want to take that bucket and keep that bucket straight like this. And you kind of want to push it, and then you want to step back. You want to angle over, push it again, step back, angle over, push it, and step back. That way you're getting the correct grade, and the grade will be the same all the way down because you're going over top of what you just graded. So that's level. And you want to keep moving that motion back and forth. Now, when you get to that point where you want to start packing it in, what I would do is not suggest, don't use the skid steer bucket to pack it in. Some people say, oh, just angle that bucket just a slight little bit. You can do that. But with what we're doing on the road today, we want to pack it in tight. So we're just going to run the skid steer back and forth over it and the whole entire road from one side to the other and get it all packed in nice and flat. You're going to have a few little ripples, but the second load that you get will be the load that you do the finish off to get rid of those. Also, the stuff that we're getting today has some pretty big chunks of rock, so it's really hefty chert. It's not real fine chert. When we're done doing all this, we'll get the fine chert and we'll just set up tilt bed, open up that door in the back of that bed of that dump truck, and just drive off with it, and it'll spread it out, and it'll be up to me to go and make sure that I can move the skid steer back and forth to get it to flatten out. That's not that hard. Just remember, you can't do it like this. You can't have the bucket like this. Don't apply pressure to the bucket and run forward, because all that's going to do is this back edge of the bucket. Let me just show you on this. Probably easier if I turned it down and showed you the bucket. Alright, so y'all can see the bucket. See how it's flat? That's the way it should be all the time. Don't have this cocked at an angle. Keep it flat like that. Visualize, see what you're doing. Now if you mess up, you can always pack it in and fill it and then go back over it, skim it again. But what I try to do is I try to take long runs. I'll make one run, I'll back all the way up in the same tracks that I was in, move the equipment over, run another long run, back up, and do the same in a repetitive motion. That'll get it nice and flat and smooth. Now, when it comes time to pack it, like I said, use your treads right here, because you can get more out of this tread than you'll ever get out of that bucket for packing the road. Because all that center weight for this right here is all on these. So these are what's going to really pack it down in there tight. This piece of equipment I got, guys, this time is awesome. I have heat, I have radio, I have cup holders. I've got just about everything you could want. You know, vents for the heater right here. I mean, I had, if it was 20 degrees, Dad, roast in there. That's how hot this thing will get when you want the heat on. I got a radio. I can listen to a radio. It does have the pull down windshield. You'll get to see that. And like I said, guys, just bear with me. I'm going to be using two things, so the videos are going to change a little bit with my cell phone versus this camera. This camera, I'm going to do the better shots of me actually doing the grading with, and then my camera, I'm going to do the inside shots, so you get to see the inside shots. All I can say is that this is something that would end up probably costing you about 20 grand to do, and all I'm paying for is the equipment, which is $2,300 for a month, and on top of that, I'm paying for all the loads, dump loads I'm getting. So you're talking roughly probably about $5,000 to $6,000. Guess what's coming, guys? It's the dump truck. It's coming. All right, here we go, guys. This will be load 2. Alright guys, so you got to see the truck come down here. I got to get in this thing, get down to the other side. I'm going to take you with me. We got work to do. Alright guys, I'm in the skid steer. Just bear with me, I got to close this lid. Whew, that's a little close there. Oh, I just made it. Alright. Ooh. I'm in here right now. Drop the bars. Woohoo! All right. Maybe a little shaky, but you'll get through it. Motion sickness, please close your eyes. Get around and give you a front view so you can see what's going on. Put a little turbo in it. If you look over to your left part of the screen, you'll see where I've ran a skid down and cleared it out, because that's going to be our runner. That's going to be where the church's going to go out to. Give me one more second. I got to get this juiced up. Let's go. So, it's an area I fixed the other day. We got one more load to go right here. You see the dump truck made their tracks. Packed it in, now we're headed down through. Alright, so this first part of the road I'm coming up to right now, I'll show you. I've been digging the sludge out. This was all flooded. This was all water. Go through it, there's about 2 foot of water in there. You can see down there all the push off from this. So we got to get this built up. And you see I'm coming up to an area here with chert right now. And we're going to go ahead and get this all leveled down, get this all set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera off real quick. I got to get on the other side of this chert, and then I'll stay on that side the rest of the day and work inward. guys, I'm in the Kubota waiting for the 4th load. It's a lot of sitting and waiting. I wish I had like 3 trucks running, because then I'd just be nonstop. But, you know, it is what it is. You get what you can get. Oh, man. Talk about getting beat up, man. This thing will beat you up quick. But, yeah, so we got the first 2. Now, if you've seen what I was doing out there, you noticed how I was going back and forth, packing it in and packing it in and packing it in. That's what you're going to want to do when you're filling in some really bad areas. And these are some really bad areas. We got some worse ones that are coming up. I'm trying to make sure that I get the camera situated so you all get to watch what I'm doing. It's kind of hard because I got to jump out of the skid steer, move the camera, redirect it, make sure the battery's charged, make sure. It's a lot of work trying to video all this stuff. So I hope you all appreciate it. Yep, I'm waiting for the truck to come back out. We got about this stretch. I think we're going to need about 3 more runs, and then we're going to go down and we're going to work on the really, really bad area. Then we'll come in, we'll get the trucks, and that'll be the finer stuff. And we'll be able to, a lot of this we can skim in and fill in. It's not a big deal as long as you pack it in with skid steer. The only thing I don't like about the dump trucks is the trucks leave ruts on the new stuff. So as soon as the truck leaves, I have to go back in. I have to scrape it, pack it, roll it. And it's, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but you got to do it to get the road done. This is the weather I get to deal with. As you can see, there's no sun in the sky at all. Actually, there's a haze that we've had all day. And it's actually a little chilly out today. I don't know what the temp is. I'll find out, but it's a little chilly. I think I might need to shave. What do you think? Nah, I ain't shaving. I like the rough look. So at that point, guys, let's get moving some more. Well, guys, it's almost 4 o'clock. We got most of the major holes filled in. I feel like a pinata right now. But that's all right. The road's going to be good. So what we did is we went through, fixed all the bad spots, And then what we'll do is we'll get what they call a finer crush and run that's easier to spread. And we'll get that down here. We're hoping to dump a couple more loads in this area tomorrow if it don't rain. If it rains, then it's off probably for whenever. I don't know when we'll be able to be back to doing it. But at least the major holes are all filled in. We really worked hard today to get that done. It's been a chore, let me tell you, trying to get all this finished. But you got one dump truck, one skid steer, 2 guys going on stops. Averages him about 30 minutes to get there and get back with a full load. And we just keep pounding away. But it does. It looks better. I mean, could it be better than this? Oh, yeah. But for the rough stuff we're putting in right now with all the rock, it's looking pretty good. So, at that point, guys, we'll get back to work. Waiting on that truck to come down that road. All right, guys. So, let's flip this long ways. So, as you can see, from right here all the way down, you see the height difference? I'm about level with that now. So that tells you how deep that hole was. So we're going to fill in up there. We're going to back grade it. I'm going to run back and forth, get it smoothed out, and that's going to be the end for today.